Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Kory. I've got to start with this. I'm walking in this morning to Tavern 88 to record, and I chatted briefly with Cassidy and said, hey Cass, I don't really have anything specific that I'm going to talk about on Coffee with Kory this morning. Do you have any suggestions? And she looks at me and she goes, how about you talk about the real estate market? I'm like, oh yeah, this whole deal kind of started as a real estate thing a few years ago, and we don't really talk about that very much anymore. So here's my brief rundown on the real estate market. It's still quite a bit slower than we'd like to see it for those of us that are in the industry, meaning that houses are just not selling nearly as fast as they had been. And it's really born out of the fact that there's not a lot of buyers in the market, or not as many buyers as there historically has been, which is still a product of the interest rates being a lot higher now than they were 3 to 4 years ago, when it seemed like almost everybody either bought a house or refinanced their home loan so that they have a lot lower interest rate. Now that said, the other side of that coin is that there's also not a lot of sellers in the market, or not an overabundance of sellers, which is actually a good thing, because given the fact that there's not an overabundance of sellers, there's not as many buyers as we'd like to see, that has still kept things fairly equal. So therefore prices, values have stayed pretty consistent. You know, when you run into a shortage of buyers like there really are right now, and there gets to be a lot of sellers or a lot of inventory, that's when you really start seeing the prices come down, which I don't feel like is probably a good thing overall for the real estate market to have that be the case. So we're staying pretty consistent, not nearly as many transactions happening as we'd like. But all of that said, the interest rates have started to come down a little bit, so I'm really hopeful that'll give a little bit of a shot in the arm to the market here in the coming months. Even though the fall and winter in South Dakota is generally not the most brisk real estate market, this one might surprise us. So stay tuned, and I promise I'll update you on my slant on the real estate market again in the coming months without having to be prompted by Cassidy to do so. I want to talk about a few other things. Jossie and I made a quick trip to Florida last weekend, and when I say quick trip, it was just the weekend. So we didn't get to see our friends that we generally get to connect with when we're in Florida, but we did get some good quality time with each other, and got to go to the places that we really like to go to on Anna Maria. We went over and had lunch one day at Wicked Cantina. Went and saw the sun go down on Lido Key. That was great. And the next evening we went out downtown in Bradenton and got to go to probably our overall favorite spot, which is Oak and Stone. Go up to the roof and look out over the Manatee River. That's always a treat for us. And then just got some household projects done and hung out at our pool during the day. Weather, of course, was beautiful like it always is, and just a good quick trip to Florida. We're already looking forward to the next time we go back, when we'll have a little bit more time, and hopefully then we can see a few more people as well. So, but good trip to Florida. I want to update you on my buddy Clark. He and Tara are leaving for Rochester actually today as I record this on Friday, and going back for another stem cell transplant. And that this time we're all confident that it's going to do what it needs to do to get Clark back to the point where he can do all the things that we've been accustomed to getting the opportunity to do over the years. And so a little bit of a long road again. They'll be there till early January, it sounds like. And as I messaged back and forth with Clark about yesterday, as soon as they're all settled in and he's up for visitors, you can bet I'll be back in Rochester and for a visit. So take care, my friend, and I know it's going to be great. So we'll see you soon, pal. I'm going to leave you with one last little thing. All of us in life have hurdles and challenges that we face, And there were a few of them that I encountered this week, and I was relaying them to a good friend of mine. And not long after we had the conversation, I get a text. It must have been a clip that they found on Instagram or something on social media. And it says, "We don't get to choose the hurdles. We only get to choose how hard we run." And I thought I liked that one a lot. I thought maybe you guys get a little inspiration from that too, because as we go through life, there's going to be challenges that we don't get to pick, but we can choose how we react and how we approach them. And I thought that vision of just running hard and doing everything you can to get through, over, around the hurdles is that's good. I liked that, being able to envision it that way. So thank you, my friend. I appreciated that. A little pick me up this week, and hope it helps someone else out there that's joining us for coffee this morning. So thanks so much for joining me, and hope to see you again next week at Coffee with Kory.